Fratellis. So if you look at all those bands, I think it's fair to say that's a pretty widespread range of musical tastes. You know, we're not picking one band, we're not having like 4 reggae bands or 4 hip hop bands, we try a variety of tastes. When we started in the first 2 bands, the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and Taking Back Sunday, those bands, actually at the time, we weren't actually putting on the concert. I kind of teamed up with SGA and helped them because they were having trouble. There was trouble, you know, getting good bands and getting interest in it. So we teamed together. Rodney helped me. We worked with the student government, and we brought in those bands. Those were bands selected. And then afterwards, when I started taking over, trying to work it a bit more from my side because I had more time and the resources. What we did is we got a selection of bands given to us by the student government and had a list of all these bands. So what we do is we basically go out and try and find the best band we can within the budget that we have. So the Fratellis this year were actually our 5th band that we tried to get. We went for, I think, Cage the Elephant, Capital Cities, Prince of the Tantrums. There was a bunch of bands that we tried to get, and they were the only ones. You've got to remember that we're trying to get a band to come and play a one-off concert in Melbourne, Florida. It's not easy, you know, and so we try and do the best. Now, the benefit we have now is since when you guys were doing it back in the day, we actually have a promoter that works with us. We partner with Melbourne Main Street, the City of Melbourne, and the promoter. So our portion of it, we put our money in, and that has actually worked multiple times because they provide the permitting, they provide the security, they do the back line, they provide the hotels for the band. So we're taking the money that we have and actually, you know, maximizing it and making more money come in for our partnership so we can bring in better bands than we hope to bring. So it's a process. You know, we go through the list. I'm happy with you guys. If you've got a new list you want to give to us, we're happy to take that. If someone from the SGA wants to come and sit in when we're talking about the bands, I'm happy with that too. But you've got to realize, we don't go out there and say, hey, we're going to want to get Chance the Rapper, and he just shows up. It doesn't happen that way, you know? We've got to try and find the band we can find for the money that we have, that's willing to come and play a one-off gig in Florida, and also that fits in with what we're trying to do in Homecomings, you know? So I think Matt and Kim is a good example of a band that was very student-oriented. The students really wanted Matt and Kim. To me, that was probably our least successful band. They only played 45 minutes. You know, they didn't have a big backlog of music. They really are an opening act, you know, at a festival. They don't really headline a lot of big shows themselves. They don't have enough music. So for me, we spent a lot of money for them to play 45 minutes. You know, Wyclef on the other hand played 2 hours. I think we had to take him off the stage. You know, so we're just trying to find. Now he's a one-off. You know, we got him for a special deal. We couldn't really afford an act of his nature, but you know, we're in that kind of Fratellis, Soldier, that kind of marketplace. You know, so. But again, we want to provide a band that you guys enjoy. We want to provide a band that our alumni who are coming for Homecoming can enjoy as well. So I think we've done a reasonably good job. I mean, if you've been down there, the crowds were getting good. It's a good atmosphere. The festive, everything that's going on down there is very alumni oriented, FIT oriented, which is pretty cool, I think. You know. Any other questions about the actual how we get the bands, or any suggestions what we can do differently, or ideas? Yeah, sorry.
No,
okay, yeah, sorry.
So you said a minute ago, like, we have any suggestions about bands and things to talk to you guys. So in the process of planning Homecoming and laying this all out, is there a part of it where you sit down and try and get the information from the students on what we want, or is there a way to make it more so that the students have a bit of a say in things that can change year to year, like the band, or what happens with certain events?
Say certain events. What events are we talking about? Outside of the Homecoming Fest, what else are we talking about?
Anything from what happens during, I know a lot of it's also done by the Office of Student Life. I'm not really sure where the line between what Alumni Fair does and what the Office of Student Life does. So yeah, so
the embargo for us is really we do Homecoming Fest. Okay. The rest of the stuff that goes on is not, you know, what happens out here, what happens with, and Mr. Bowers, he can answer that a bit better, but really what the input that you can have with me is how we can make Homecoming Fest better. And, you know, putting a list together of bands. That's basically what we need a list of about 20 names because we can't always get the one, you know, the ones you think we can get, we not necessarily get. You've got to remember again, they've got to be on tour, will they come to Florida, will they be able to bring them, you know, there's multiple issues. So basically, what happened is we can't get the bands that are on the list. The promoter that we use, he's looking at bands in that genre. He'll know that, you know, and he'll be contacting agents of bands like that, you know. So, but yeah, well, I mean, through student government, for your officers, for your president. I met with Rebecca the other day, my door's open, I had a good relationship with Warren, he used to come down. He's now on our alumni board, so he's your reason we asked someone to join our board, so we have a better connection with the students, so we can do more for you the best we can. Because ultimately, the reason we want to do, why is the alumni office working, trying to get with the students? What are you going to be in 4 years? Well, 5, 6 years, some of you, I can tell some of you maybe 7 years. But eventually, some of you, you're all going to graduate and hopefully be part of our alumni base. So that's why we're trying to do things now, get you engaged, so later on when you become an alumni, you want to come back for homecoming, you want to participate. That's the goal, and that's why we're doing this. So the other things we do is grad bash. That's something we introduced, I think 3, 4 years ago, Rodney. And again, something that we wanted to make fun for the students. I was walking across campus when I first started working here on a Friday night before graduation, and the campus was dead. There was nothing going on, literally quiet. And I was like, this is nuts. We got to do something. So grad bash is something again that we're doing for the seniors to give you something before you graduate. You can bring your families. I don't know if you guys have seen what we do, but we have the tent out there. We have the band. We have music. We provide beer. Food, and it's a great opportunity for you to have your families have a good night, enjoy, meet your friends, introduce them to your families, meet your faculty members, the night before graduation, and try and get you a little bit, enjoy yourselves. Because the next day you're going to have graduation, you're going to come out to listen to me speak for about 25 minutes. So that's what we do. So that's one of the things we do, grad bash. The other thing we do is Real World 101, which is a program we put on. That's for you before you graduate. If you want to get interested in learning stuff about, stuff you're not learning in college, real world stuff about whether you should buy or lease a car, rent an apartment, get a mortgage, all those kind of things. Insurance, 401k, and we bring in alumni from around the country to come in and speak and talk to you about those issues. So that's another thing we do. So if you haven't taken advantage of that, or if you can help us get the word out about that, I think that's another great program that we do. What else do we do? Day of Giving, again, that's another thing that we try and want you to get involved in a little bit. So Day of Giving is one day in a year. It's the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, which is Giving Tuesday. And we encourage all our alumni, it's a really alumni focus, where we encourage our alumni to give back on one day. And try and get as many people giving back to the university as possible. And that's all money that comes back into the university. So again, we're trying to encourage you to get involved in that. There's no limit. We're looking for $1, $5, something like that. It's about participation. The more participation we have, it helps us in our rankings. US News World Report looks at participation from your alumni, from your student body, as a sign that you've got a good vibe at the university. So that's another area we would like you to get involved in.
Because I go back toward the school's overall budget.
The money from alumni?
Yeah.
No, we will go out and go downtown.
I've heard of that.
No. So alumni association, yeah, every penny. The alumni association obviously is a non-profit. The money we usually put back in. In these programs. I go around the country. We help recruit students. We do a whole bunch of things. But our budget's not a huge budget. In the scheme of things, the university is pretty small. The alumni association. But the money does go back in, and we try and do things. Since I've been involved, we're trying to do more things for you guys as students instead of doing. We still do things with alumni, career development, different things like that. But we try and put the money back into the campus as much as we can. Yeah.
I know, like last year you emailed me there was an alumni event in New York where we could have gone. Is there a way we could get more information on stuff like that all year round in case we travel?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll work with your secretary, president. We can give you that. That's easy. No problem at all. The other thing we do is we produce a magazine. I don't know if you've seen the Florida Tech Today magazine. So when you graduate, for the rest of your life, that magazine is going to be following you around. Doesn't matter where you go, we find you. There's nowhere you can go where we won't find you. Where was that last time? I think I was in Abu Dhabi somewhere, and I went into an alumni's office, and when I walked in, the first thing I saw was the magazine. I was like, that's right, man, we'll find you. You can change your emails, you can change everything, but addresses were pretty good. We can find you. The US Postal Service has a thing you can track it down. But that's another way to keep connected. Again, we're using funds to try and keep you connected with the university. When you go out, because at the end of the day, everyone in this room, that you're close with right now, eventually is going to go out and do their own thing, and it's pretty cool 10, 15 years later, look in the magazine and see someone, you know, see yourself in there and say, yeah, I did better than all those other things. But, you know, it's another thing that we encourage you to get involved in and help us with. Anything else? Yes, ma'am.
So
what are you, like a questionnaire?
The compass survey right here. No, we're hanging out with Miguel Estremera.
Yeah, sure. Great alumnus.
Yeah. So I know that the last thing that some adults want to do is, you know, come back and hang out with, you know, 18 to 20 something.
Sure.
But I mean, do you guys ever have a time that you think, hey, let's have an event where the alumni can just hang out with the students?
Sure. Well, I mean, that's hopefully what we're trying to do with this homecoming is, you know, put that together a little bit. Now, I will tell you that when I first got here, we did a few events in the beginning where we tried to do student... Of all the people, you'd think you show up on time. She works in the office. Look at this. And I tell you, she's late for work all the time as well. Oh, God. Nothing changes. But here's the thing, and it's not necessarily true of you guys now, but we did do quite a few events with student alumni meet and greets, those kind of things, get-togethers. And I got to tell you, the turnout for students was pretty poor. And when you bring in 20, 30 alumni, it's not good now. You know, they take time out of their schedules, you know, they come into this campus and you get 4 or 5 guys showing up. So if I have no problem doing something. I'd love to partner with you guys to put something together. But you know, then you've got to say, we're going to get people there, we're going to get students there. Because it's really, you know, it's hard to get people to come back to do things, even though they want it, you know. So yeah, we can do things off homecoming. It doesn't have to be homecoming. If you've got ideas of things we can do, well, we can do that, absolutely. And like Paul said, if you're traveling, you know, we do things in the summer. We do travel. I was up in New Jersey. We went to a ball game this year in New Jersey. So those are things that you can come to. We get quite a few students showing up to these events, mainly for the free food. What else? My daughter's out here. Look, she hasn't asked me one question yet. How embarrassing to have your dad up here, you know? I could have not mentioned it.
For like the last 6 years non-stop. I don't even...
She picks all the bands, so if you got a problem... What else? Am I missing anything, Rodney? Graduation. The job is done to the athletic department, you know. I mean, obviously we have alumni get involved in that. I mean, the biggest thing I just want to get across to you guys is that, you know, we're there, we want to partner with you guys, we want to help the student body, you know, because like I said, eventually you're going to be alumni. I mean, it's great for you guys to engage with alumni. When you're getting ready to graduate, one of the untapped resources out there is the alumni. You know, we have 60,000 alumni around the world. Most of them are in successful places. And so, you know, when you're going out there looking for that first job, there's a great network of people. So make sure you contact my office, get involved a little bit, you know, before you leave campus, and we can definitely help you. So outside of that, I think that's it, unless you have anything else. I've got a cold one waiting for me at Mega Mally's. Anything else? All right, thanks guys, appreciate it.
So the first funding is Panther Cricket Club was approved for $2,788.08 for equipment. Student Rocket Society was approved for $800 for their Cert 1 launch. Ultimate Frisbee was approved for $3,820 for their Janus 25 tournament. College Players is pending for more information, and Baseball Club was approved for $1,525 for their NCBA D2 annual. Competitions, it's a little more easily accessible. No, okay, it's not up there on nursing. So, but it's under the same spot and forms that you would go and apply, put in your funding request. So if you're doing a closed event, that's probably the easiest way to do it, so you don't have to make that whole spreadsheet. It's easier for us to understand. And then lastly, and then for closed events, it has been announced at several meetings that actually the entire semester and is in the SAT document, that if you have applied for funding for a closed event, which is typically conferences, competition, anything with a roster, anything that is not open to the entire student body and free to them, that you must, not negotiable, hold an on-campus event free to students and hold some form of fundraising and email proof of both of those to me. That for this semester is going to be due before December. Starting next semester, you must have held those events this semester. That is a requirement for funding those events. I've heard from several treasurers that I'm announcing these meetings and they're not hearing about them. It is your job as the representative of your organization at these meetings to tell your treasurers and your presidents and your vice presidents and everybody in your organization the things that are said here. It's now thankfully being broadcasted through FITV to YouTube, but still you are responsible for telling me these things. And please stop by my office hour if you're sending in a funding request. I can help you so much more before you send in your funding request than after you get approved in part or denied. It's so much easier for me to help you before rather than after. And that's our report.
Thank you, Tori. We'll move on to our academics report. So,
Okay, in terms of academics, we had our meeting Monday night. Most of us have already scheduled meetings with our respective deans and whatnot, and we're planning to have follow-up meetings with them at the end of this semester. In terms of things that we are looking at right now, we're trying to get students more involved with clubs as well, so this may be a benefit to most of you guys who have a limited number of students in your clubs. So student involvement, that's a big thing as well. We're also trying to get more undergraduate study and internships for students as well. What else? We are also trying to make surveys in terms of how students think their GSAs are performing and in terms of lab equipment and all of that. So, yeah. Yeah, I believe that's all. Okay, thank you. As well, if there's any ideas that anyone would like to come to us with in terms of survey questions, or if you think there's something that can be improved in terms of your academic life, by all means, come to anyone in the academics committee and we will speak to you as best as we can. Thank you.
we'll move on to our signature programs, okay? So Paul, if you'd like to give your presentation.
Alright, so the bike program is still on hold, but we did get Infinity Bike Store to come to us and give us quotes, so we have to start. We're gonna have Bob's bicycle shop come within the next couple weeks and give us a quote. But I promise we'll work on it, but we're making strides. In fact, we got quotes is a great improvement. Second thing is the rest of the semester is a committee. My committee is working on getting student discount cards. That basically is any local area around here. You guys receive discounts and whatnot. That won't be fully implemented until next semester, but our committee is working really hard on that.
Okay, he's just gonna pull up his presentation. Okay.
Sorry about that, guys. I have a question.
Yes?
You said the proof for like the closed events has to be sent to you by email before December 6th?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure I got that right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll send you guys all
Yeah,
that
I'll be
email
sending
to remind you guys.
To all you guys and the treasurers and
Do you want to approve ahead of December 6th for the semester as well, or?
the proof for events next semester needs to be submitted when you submit your funding request. I mean, you can send it to me earlier if you want, earlier the better. Please don't all send me your proofs on December 6th, please.
Alright guys, so this thing was the bridge track. So I mentioned it, exec have worked on it, I talked with Erica and Kat, and we are officially starting Organization of the Month.
Yay!
I love enthusiasm. So the purpose to recognize organizations that promote our leadership, engagement, service, and solves and models as campus as a whole. That is all of you in here. But of course, there's a process to do this. So what you'll do is you gotta go to OrgSync, and Erica will put it later on the main thing when you log to OrgSync, like you cover several things. But for now, under the SGA portal, go to OrgSync, and there'll be a form that says Student Government, let's say Organization of the Month. And this last part says that at the end, when all the forms are submitted, us and Campus Activity Board will collaborate on which one will be the winner. So the next question will be the form. The form has several questions, such as why should the organization a month? Give us your uploads on your events using, and thing on the uploads for you.
Do you want to show them the form?
Oh yes, I should show you the form. All right, so here's obviously the thing is that you are not required to technically fill out any question, but of course the more you do, the higher chance you get. So for example, first one is how many events you posted, what kind of events they are, how many students attend them, and this is where you guys need to pay a little more attention. You gotta upload a photo from each event. Now the way OrgSync works, you can only upload one file. So either has to be a PDF or Word doc. For example, if you have 50 photos, please put 50 on the Word doc or PDF. You advertise our events, and for your advertisements, it's the same spiel. Is do a PDF or Word doc with all your advertisements, because you can only upload them again. Why you guys should be chosen, and our ending question is why should we choose you to be Organization of the Month? Alright, so that is the form. Now, you guys are wondering, so what's the benefits of doing all this? The winner will automatically be eligible for Organization of the Year. But anyone who nominates themselves, even if you don't win, will be eligible for Organization of the Year as well. You can keep applying every month. And the winning club will get a display in our trophy case in Evans Hall. We're still working on the kinks for that. But since this semester is short, you guys have until the Monday before the next general meeting to submit this. And I know it's a short time frame, but basically we're pilot testing this. And once we get this rolling in January to February, you'll have a full month and so forth and so forth. The point of this is we recognize all you guys' hard work and dedication. And so you guys know that we appreciate all you guys.
So when's the phone due?
The Monday before the next general meeting.
Which would be November 27th.
Alright, guys, any questions? Can throw it to me and anyone else in the chair? Any questions?
Okay. Quality of life.
The trolley app that we've been getting a lot of questions about is actually working, but there are some kinks in it, and for the trolley app to actually be more effective, if you notice any kinks on it, email leadmorrison@fit.edu anything that's going wrong with it. And then we've actually started talking also about weekly Walmart trips for students that don't have cars on campus, the neighborhood Walmart. So David is going to go and take it away with what he's got for that.
So I've been working with Tim Morrison to get a trolley to go from here to the neighborhood Walmart. Basically what's going to happen is, there it is. So we've got, now keep in mind, this is kind of like a short-term fix for this kind of thing. We're testing this out. We're going to see if students use it, because they have a count. Like they count how many students get on the trolleys, and when people get on and off. And so we'll have numbers on if students use it. So if they don't, then we'll get rid of it. If a lot of students do, then we can expand it. And there's some good ideas for that later. It's, one period in the day, on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. It's a little bit complicated, I think, but I'm sure that you guys can understand it. At 5:35, you have to be at the garage. It leaves at 5:30. It arrives at Walmart around 6. And you can read it, whatever. And it will be available, I think, within the next week. I'm talking to our PR committee to see if we can start advertising this to all the students. Next semester, we might be able to make the schedule a little, more fluid, easier to understand. But since we're kind of putting this into an already working schedule, it kind of looks a little messy. Are there any specific questions or concerns that you see with this? I kind of want to gauge on what, you as a student body would think about this program. Okay. Yes.
It says that it leaves at 5:35 and the Charlie stays there until 6.
Yes.
So read it very bottom, but that's when it usually comes back. So
Is
the
this-
fact that it's explained.
Yeah.
So it
The
all
specific instructions are at the very bottom if you're concerned about that. Yes.
25 minutes.
Do you want to explain the process?
Yeah, so it leaves for the neighborhood Walmart at 5:35 and stays there until 6. It only takes like 5 minutes to get there. It'll stay outside if you just want to run real quick and grab something and get back out. The bus will be there until 6, and then it'll return back to campus, and then it's going to make its rounds back to, Panther Bay?
Yes.
So it'll go back to Panther Bay and then swing back by Walmart and then go back to campus. So you'll have 2 opportunities to do that back from.
Yeah, and so on its way back, at the very end of the cycle, you have the opportunity to get dropped off at Mary Star, at Southgate, and at the very end, while going to the airline, stops at Circle. Again, if you guys have any concerns about schedule, you can email me more simple or refer to myself. You can talk to me afterwards. Again, we're probably going to, if this gets a lot of attention, right, then we can probably have it go to the Walmart that's on Palm Bay, right? That would be great. And the reason why this came up was because of Cursors for You. I'm not sure some of you guys have heard of it or used it. It's online bursary, right, for FIT. It was actually here before the Panther bursary was even part of the school. But now it's kind of being phased out because of the providers we have. This is kind of like a solution for that, for students who need something from Walmart that isn't available there. And again, any concerns, questions, just contact us. Thank you. Yes.
When does it start?
Okay, so we can have it up as soon as PR starts releasing information on it. So this is the final schedule for this semester. You good? All right, thank you.
Anything else? So now it's time for our hearing from the House. Our topic this week is the Green Fund. So we have 2 representatives from the Res Life Sustainability Committee, Zach and Lexi. So if you guys would like to come up and present, and then we can ask some questions.
Okay, hi everybody, my name is Zach Michaels. I'm the president of the Residence Life Sustainability Committee, which is a committee within the Department of Residence Life driving to make the campus more sustainable and specifically the dormitories.
And my name is Lexi Miller, I'm the VP of the Residence Life Sustainability Committee. And like Zach said, let's get that with us.
Yeah, so, I don't know if you guys know this, but the city of Melbourne just recently passed an ordinance so that the city and everything within it must be renewably powered by 2050, which means Florida Tech. Which means Florida Tech has to start getting its act together with sustainability initiatives. But like anything that costs money, and the school is a little cash strapped for cash right now. But we're exploring this concept with SGA about a student green fund. It's something that dozens of other universities have. both private and public. It's interesting that no other private university in the state of, or no university in the state of Florida has one of these. So if we did get this, it would be the first, which is pretty cool. Basically, the Green Fund is a student fee that will go to supporting sustainability initiatives across the campus for a multitude of different topics like renewable energy, dorm upgrades, transportation upgrades, infrastructure, whatever, you name it. The other cool part about it is it would go to funding student senior design projects that are associated with making the campus a more sustainable place. We did a survey that we put everywhere we could. And we got 237 responses, which is pretty good. And I think we actually have more than that now. But of that, one of the questions said, do you think sustainability measures should be explored more in the school? 91.6% said yes, which is very good. And of that, 85.6% of respondents said they would be willing to pay between $5 and $25 a semester towards a green fund, which is in that range is very common what other universities have. I think one has up to $50.
Yeah,
we wouldn't do that.
Doing research, they had as low as $1.50 and as high as $80. So 5 to 25 was kind of where the majority of the schools fell, and this is where a lot of students felt comfortable or expressed that they felt comfortable paying an additional green fee. So we recently gave this presentation, or kind of a slightly different version of it, to SGA, and they presented it at the Board of Trustees meeting, a week or two ago. We've explored it with facilities, we've talked with Kathy Wood and the president as well, and they're kind of all on board, and what they've basically been telling us is, hey, we talked to the students about it. We are in total agreement, and what better way to do that than through SGA. So that's kind of why we're here today. We're not 100% sure what the next steps are in terms of getting this type of fee enacted here at Florida Tech, and that's where we want to really work with you. We would love to start actively collaborating, now to kind of get it started for next spring. Obviously, if that's not possible, it's something that's going to start in fall 2018. But it is something that we kind of want to get started. So right now, our tentative timeline would be that the fee starts next spring. We are also part of a group that's drafting a university sustainability plan, which is something that Zach and I both have experience in. Zach was a really big part of the Satellite Beach, like the City of Satellite Beach Sustainable Action Plan, and Melbourne is hopefully basing a lot of their future sustainable efforts off of satellite beaches, and so we both have a lot of experience doing it, and this is only going to help, because a lot of times we've gone to the DOT, we've gone to the CFO and the president and said, hey, we have these really cool ideas, we think it's going to save the school money, but we also think it's going to be a draw for students, and they say, yep, that's a good idea, we don't have our checks with us, or we don't have checks right now. The school is strapped for cash, as Zach was saying. And then these initiatives can begin starting in fall 2018 with green fund backing. So it'd be really cool to be able to have that fund, that kind of little nest egg to start a project. Even if it's something small, it can grow 3 times its size in no time. And we actually have a few examples of what other schools have done.
So this, Harvard University is really big on this. I think their green fund is like a few $1 million. It's pretty crazy. But this is Harvard University, I believe you pronounce it Shade or Shad Hall solar installation, where the entire dormitory's roof was covered with solar panels. And this was a senior design project that was actually able to be implemented. It was pretty freaking cool. And this one was actually very funny.
So Penn State, Penn State is an enormous school, and they actually keep a garden or a jungle or a space of invasive plant species, and then they use goats to maintain them. We probably wouldn't do that in our jungle because the ground crew does a really good job of maintaining the jungle. But it was this kind of interesting, sustainable project. Just to kind of give you guys an idea of what other schools have done. It's a little funky, but that's kind of cool.
And then Butler University, they were able to install waterless urinals in the Dana Engineering Building. And this was again a senior design project. So all these are really student projects. I think some of them went through their school's equivalent of the facilities department, but it's just a great way for the students to actively change their campus, make it a better place with something that they built and designed and put it on their resume. That's all we have.
That's pretty much all we got. There's a lot of really cool stuff out there. Something like 83 schools as of 2009 have green funds. And the amount of infrastructure that they were able to change or build or renovate, and the amount of processes that they were able to put in place is really impressive. Some of them just started a program they call Flip the Switch, and it's just they use the funding to, put up light covers that say turn the lights off, or to send out flyers and things like that. To start those little campaigns. So it's not necessarily something that has to be perfectly tangible, but it can also be a program or a campaign or an awareness or some other message. So there's kind of a lot of flexibility with it. And we'd like to open up any questions. Again, this is kind of preliminary. We do have some details that we have ideas for. Nothing is set in stone yet. But if you have any questions or suggestions, we would absolutely love to hear them.
Is it an interesting concept for you guys?
Yeah.
What types of projects were you thinking about for you?
So that's kind of totally up to students. That's the beauty of it. So the fund, we don't have a sustainability officer right now, so we're thinking that some of that fund would be able to help maintain a sustainability office. And then the majority of that fund would be able to go to students. So there would be almost like a proposal board. So if you were a student and you wanted to propose a sustainable project that helped improve campus, you'd go to the board, you'd have a proposal, and they would approve. Tweets, or to say, hey, we don't have the budget for that this year, maybe next year. And so that's it's totally up to students. So if you think we need more water refilling station on campus, doing that. If you have a design for a sustainable canopy that you want to, or a solar canopy that you want to put over the parking garage, that'd be a huge project, but if we had the funds for it, that could be something you could propose. So it really is entirely student-led. It's a structure to give students the ability to do what they want, to build these projects, and to make an impact on their campus.
This is just an example of the University of Mississippi. This is their website with all the list of student projects that they've done since their fee was implemented. This is the switch one that Lexi was talking about. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so for something like, I remember last year at the showcase that there were some students that did a project to redo the academic quad and have like a solar parking garage across from the president's office. That's an example of a project that could be maybe implemented with the funds should the council that is trying to approve these projects approve it. So that would that'd be great. More parking, really language on top.
It'd be a board that would almost send out a request for proposals, just like when you do like a design or construction or something like that. You have a company that sends out a request for proposals, and people reply. And sometimes it's a solar canopy, sometimes it's a recycling initiative, sometimes it's save the trees. It's all these kind of different things. And as long as there's a proposal for it, the board would be able to hear it and then make a decision on it. But it is for students, so it's not just creating a fund for the school to do something in the higher level administration. It's going to give them that tool as well, but it's also going to give students a tool to explore that option as engineers and as scientists.
Besides, who gets the money home?
So that would go back to the board. And the board, we're thinking right now, would be comprised of students, facilities administrators, maybe higher up from the president's office, the CFO. And that's one of those details that we haven't completely ironed out. And if this does get approved, that would be something that we would have to kind of go through with Kathy Wood and stuff. Any other questions? Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Lexi and Zach. Advisory report. Okay, we'll move to announcements from you guys. So we'll start from this side of the room and then we'll go this way. So if you have any announcements, just raise your hand. And yes.
Hi, Spectrum, December 4th, that's a Monday, at 5 p.m. in the second floor lounge of the sub, we'll be having a coloring sheet, hot chocolate, board game, study break. So if y'all want to come to that, that'd be awesome.
Thank you. Anyone else here? Becca.
It's on Us is now an organization on campus, and we have our meetings on Mondays at 7 p.m. in Crawford 403. So if you're interested in being a member of us,
Great. Anyone else? Steve, give a report.
So currently we're sending a new update, and when you get your email, it's not going to allow you to choose the organization you're representing. It's automatically going to take the organizations that you're registered with OrgSync on the website and just automatically give that information. So you won't see that when you get the email this time, but you'll still be getting credit.
Any questions for Steve on that?
Yeah, what if you're signing up for more than 3,000 hours things? Is it sign in for all of them?
It's going to for now until we create a solution. Okay.
Any other concerns? You ready to do it, All right.